On way out! Never weapon!
The Sons of Lugh is based out of Brandon, Manitoba and Winnipeg.
And you don't really want to see that.
You guys fun this?
No.
Wow.
I think the thing I love most about reenacting is probably being with all of the other reenactors.
The large-scale gatherings, they're an opportunity to see old friends.
The thing I love the most about it is the people that we're reenacting with. They're literally a second family. But unlike an original family, they're the one you get to choose. Originally it started with myself, my wife, my mother-in-law, and my brother-in-law. Official members, we are sitting somewhere around 30 members, all of them very active to various different levels. My mother-in-law, actually, she heard on the radio, CBC was doing an interview with a trainer that the town of Gimli was coming in to train local Vikings. So we drove down to Gimli, took the training for the day, and we're hooked since then. We put kit together and we're ready to be reenacting 2 months later at Gimli.
The Vikings refer to a group of people who originate in Scandinavia, and when we refer to Vikings in England, in English, we're referring broadly to events that occurred in England. And those two major events are the raid on the monastery at Lindisfarne, which was in 793 AD, and they run through to the Battle of Stamford Bridge, which was in 1066. So generally when we refer to Vikings in the English-speaking world, we're referring to raiders and traders. Now these are people who didn't just affect England, they affected the whole of the Northern European coastline. So within the Sons of Lugh, I act as the local authenticity coordinator. We aim to portray something that if somebody from the period was present, they wouldn't look at us and go, "Why are you dressed so funny?" Every reenactor has probably been asked at some point, "Hey, are you a bunch of weirdos dressed up in a field, or are you here for a reason?" If the answer to your question is, "Are you a bunch of weirdos in a field?" is yes, which in fairness it kind of is, then really that conversation's over. Whereas if it's, well, no, I'm portraying somebody from about 1,000 years ago from Northwestern Europe, that potentially opens up to a world of questions that might follow. It's a great opportunity to get together with people, kind of share a passion, share knowledge, see what people are working on, but also to foster a sense of community within the group. If we only ever got together at events, we really wouldn't see each other very often. And certainly in the years I've been reenacting, either getting together once a month in the pub or getting together every couple of weeks to help each other out on projects, that's actually probably one of the most important aspects of the hobby. Because otherwise what it becomes is, well, I go camping once a year with my mates. At which point you may as well just go camping once a year with your mates.
I think the most surprising thing is that I'm patient enough to tell 15,000 people the same thing every day for 4 days and not get tired of it. What drew me towards reenacting was the idea of getting into history, to be able to actually try out the things that they did with the tools that they used is much more interesting than sitting and learning about Napoleon. We use as much historical information as we can, so they wore this kind of dress and that they wore, that kind of head covering, because it's the best we can get with the evidence we have. When a person starts to become a reenactor, you don't have to make any firm and fast decisions. You could try the fighting and decide you like it or not, and you could try some of the crafting and decide you like it or not. But if you are a woman and you decide to start fighting, the only hard and fast rule is that you have to wear men's kit during the period when you're fighting. If you want to wear a dress the rest of the time, that's fine. Other than that, it's pretty much the same as all the guys. You still have to wear the same safety gear. You still take the same hits and do the same attacks.
Playing with the weapons is fun, but once we got on site and we started to actually interact with more of the people, it turned more from to the point where it is now, where it's less about what we're doing, but who we're going to see and who we're doing it with at an event. To be honest, fighting my friends it's just fun. It's like going out. The way we look at it is the way most people would look at going out and playing street hockey with your friends. You're not there to hurt them. Nobody is allowed to even take the field on a show unless they've passed a basic safety assessment. And when we say basic, we mean we're going to make you dead dog tired and see if you make a mistake. Generally, we start right at footwork. We show them how to stand, how to move, and then we show them how to do the attacks safely, how to defend themselves safely, and then we get them to pair off with a seasoned fighter, and they get to attack and defend themselves. You can't really do what we do without getting a very close relationship with everybody. It's very evident. I get along really well with some of the groups and some of the fighters in those groups. Well, the usual joke is that it takes a special kind of crazy to let someone swing a piece of steel at you and laugh at it. I don't know what I would do if I had to miss Gimli every year, or for a single year. It would drive me nuts. You get to see some of these guys once a year, and it is the highlight of your vacation to get to see them again. Well, at an event like Gimli where we're camped in an area, we generally close the gate and it becomes our home for the night. The main thing that happens is we sit around the campfires, we start telling stories about how the general visiting you would do at a family reunion, but then occasionally we will throw in a song, somebody will start singing. There's a few more that are slowly creeping in. The people who are learning to speak Old Norse will do poems or prayers in it, and we just kind of hang out and have fun. The thing I love the most about it is the people that we're reenacting with.
Most of all, it's the people. We're just like one big family.
Just all the people.
I think the thing I loved most about reenacting is probably being with all of the other reenactors.
It's really, really, really fun.
Whoa, whoa.